Robot Masters defeated. Beat recruited. Now is the time. We're going to conquer Mr. X's castle. And what a fine-looking castle it is. Although if you ask me, it looks more like a tech corporation headquarters than a castle. Still, at least it looks cool. I also like this music. Much better than Proto Man's castle or Dr. Wily's castle, for that matter, from Mega Man 5. And take a look, we're on the outskirts with a futuristic city in the background and the moon in the sky. If I didn't know any better, I'd say we're in outer space. Who knows, maybe Mr. X has done some terraforming while we were taking out the Robot Masters. The first thing you need to know about this level, there are lots of death spikes, so be extremely careful. Now, I read on the Mega Man Wiki that you can destroy these Cyber Gabules with the Blizzard attack. Let us find out. Oh, it's true! I wasn't expecting that to happen. We have floating caterpillars returning from Plant Man's stage. The Silver Tomahawk is definitely the best way to get rid of these guys. And now it's time to do something the castle levels love to force you to do. Utility usage. Needless to say, you're going to be using the rush adapters a lot in Mr. X's castle. Once again, Blizzard attack, boom. I said Blizzard attack. Okay, the cannon was destroyed. Just die already. Thank you. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, this screen. We have a diverging path. We can either go up or we can go to the right. The path on the right is much shorter and it's filled with fewer enemies, but you have to make an extremely precise jump on that second platform. Needless to say, I'll be taking the ladder. Not the ladder as in the second path I mentioned, but the ladder that you climb. Moving on, let's just destroy cannons. I tried to go down that path God knows how many times, and I got killed each and every time. It was frustrating. When I said you had to make a super precise jump, I wasn't joking. Anywho, this path contains a lot more enemies and a lot more death spikes. If you do take the path on the right, you'll meet up with those Batabatans, those hopping grasshoppers you encountered in Plant Man's stage. Speaking of Plant Man, guess what? I want to try something new. We're going to use the plant barrier on this caterpillar. Awesome! Okay, these spikes are in kind of an awkward place. I rest my case. And of course, I have to start all the way at from the beginning. Yeah, that's frustrating. How many lives do I have? 2? Oh dear, that's not good. At least we get to listen to more of the awesome music. And that brings up a point. This castle is such an upgrade from Proto Man's castle and Dr. Wily's castle from Mega Man 5. I mentioned before that the castles after Dr. Cossack's Citadel for Mega Man 4 are pretty much lackluster. But I will say, this place is an exception. It is really cool, and it's also quite challenging too. In fact, the challenge really comes from the platforming itself rather than the enemies, because they were really jerkish in terms of death spike placement. I mean, whoever programmed this game, they knew what they were doing if they set out to make a difficult game. And Mega Man as a whole has not been known for its ease of play. I can remember when I first started playing Mega Man 1, I died on Bomb Man's stage about 50 times before I finally beat it. And man, I had felt the biggest sense of accomplishment I had ever felt in my young life. Okay, now we need to fly back up with the jet. I guess Mega Man's got a jet because he doesn't want to be in one place for too long. I'm not funny. Alright, I'm gonna have to fly past these guys. So this is gonna be a little tricky. Jump, fly, and oh, that was close. How is it that I died when there weren't any enemies on screen, but yet I made it just fine with enemies on screen? I don't know. These 3 guys can be a little annoying, but the Silver Tomahawk can get rid of them with ease. If you're out of energy for the Silver Tomahawk, the Blizzard attack also works very well. But it's back to the jet adapter. Speaking of the jet adapter, keep an eye on your hover gauge because you don't want to accidentally fall to your doom. That would not be good. So the moral of the story is, well, just be careful. Okay. This section can be a little irritating because not only are there Hotchkissons, there are also Skullwalkers. And let's go ahead and get rid of you guys. Very good. That one showed up again. And we'll take this guy down. Somewhere, right there. Somewhere is a cracked section. And upon destroying it, we get an E-Tank. Awesome. Remember, you cannot slide with those... Oh, jeez, I didn't see those death spikes there. All right. Okay, let's try this boss for real. I say that because I died at this boss and I ended up getting a game over in my previous recording. We need to equip the power adapter for this upcoming fight. It's definitely the best option we have available to us. Although you can also use the Flame Blast too. This is Rounder 2. As their name implies, there are 2 of them, and they always follow that set path. Their weaknesses are those eyes on their side. You can use the Flame Blast, but the arc makes it a little difficult to aim. You'll also want to be careful of the bombs they drop. For this reason, I tend to stick to the right corner. And then when one comes around, I just punch it. That is it. If you know what you're doing, it's a simple fight. If you don't, it's a little trickier. 1 stage down, and 2 to go. Let's move on to stage 2. Once again, we're back in outer space. Mr. X, are you sure you weren't terraforming during your off time? Oh well. This stage has a rather interesting gimmick. Believe it or not, this floor in front of Mega Man is fake. You'll fall through and you will grab some goodies, or you'll probably fall into death spikes because they are cruel enough to hide them beneath fake floors. You're also going to be encountering a lot of Mets, as well as some Moliers. Ow, and I'm just getting nailed left and right. And just like the last level, you have to make some really precise jumps. Okay, we've got a new gimmick. The classic falling floor that appears in Mario 64 one time too many. Or should I say the falling bridge. Well, we might not have a wing cap, but we do have a Rush jet adapter. Although I certainly wish it would last just as long as the wing cap. I remember when I first got the... Whoa, that was close. Yes, there are death spikes below. And no, they aren't happy to see you. The Mets can also be rather annoying because they're so packed together. I mean, you could destroy one and then you'd end up running into the other. Alright, thankfully, the stage gets a little easier from now on. At least I hope it does. And once again, I think I've used this jet adapter like 3,000 times so far. It's the return of the Hotchkissons and the Skullwalkers. Joy. Thankfully, they're a little more forgiving in this stage. And we've almost reached the end. So I'm gonna equip the Pea Shooter of Doom once again. And remember, you can slide under the Mets' shots. Alright. I have a feeling I'm gonna need an E-Tank for this upcoming fight. Because there will be falling rocks. No, I'm not joking. Courtesy of the Power Piston. The Power Piston climbs up and down the wall, and it causes rocks to fall on you as well as shoots you. Okay. Yeah, I can't speak properly because I'm dodging bullet hell right now. Its weakness is the Silver Tomahawk, but it can be a little awkward to use. You need to make sure the Tomahawk is aimed at its glowing red center. And I'm doing a alright job of it. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The rocks can sometimes block your shots. Alright. Just a few more shots, and that should do it. Okay. I'm out of power for the Silver Tomahawk, so I'm going to have to rely on the Pea Shooter of Doom. But can I reach it? That's the big question. Oh man, I'm gonna use I have to use another E-Tank? Jeez! Alright. I wonder if the Yamato Spear will hit it. No, it doesn't even reach it. Well, let's try the Blizzard attack. Okay, that did the trick! 2 stages down and 2 to go. See you guys next time.